In grade 12, in preparation for your prelim exam, I have decided that I'm going to record a few videos. Each video will be based on a question, and we are going to look at a past paper here, which is the prelim paper of last year in the Western Cape. So I'm going to move quite rapidly through some of the questions, as some of them are very easy. Luckily, you have the option to rewind and watch again. Okay, so we're going to get straight into it. Question one will be word processing. The question says open the one honey trade word processing document. So in our folder, there's the one honey trade word processing document, which I'm going to open now. From here, question 1.1 says the first page of the document is a cover page. Edit the cover page as follows. The first bullet says replace the current image with the 1B cover image. So here is our image. We are going to right click on this image and we are going to say change picture from a file. We are then going to browse into our folder, into our data folder, and there is the 1B cover image, which I'm going to choose, and that is how we replaced the image. The second bullet says, insert the text Essay Honey Trade into the title property of the document. So there is the document title, Essay Honey Trade, Essay Honey Trade. So we'll type in Essay Honey Trade. And we have a look. It says, so that it displays automatically in a blue-gray font in the title control, which it is already there, a blue-gray font. Moving on. Find the following image on page 2. So it's the honey trade. Let's go have a look. So there is the image that they are talking about. Move the image to an area on the page which will ensure that this image appears automatically at the top of each page of the document. So now we know that text that we place either in the header or in the footer of the document will appear on top of every page unless they have different sections in those pages. So now what I need to do is, the keyword here was move, which means to cut. So I am going to right click and I'm going to cut this image. And they said it must appear on top of each page of the document. So I'm going to open my header and I am going to paste that image there. But now you will see that even though I close my header, it appears on top of this page, it will not appear on top of the next page because this is section 2, whereas where I've pasted the image is section 1. So therefore you need to copy this image and paste it in the header of section 2 as well. All right, so as I was saying, we then take this image from section 1 and we copy it into the header of section 2 as well. Now, if I close my header and footer, you will see that that image will appear on top of every page, just like that. Question 1.3. Modify the style B. So if we have a look in my home tab, there is the style B that I need to modify. Modify the heading style B to display the text in white and in the center of the green background. So if we look at introduction, you can see the text is currently black and it's aligned on the left. So therefore, I'm going to right click and I'm going to modify on the B style. From here, the font color, the instruction said it must be white and it must appear in the center. Now you will see all these headings formatted with the B style will now have a look like this. Question 1.4. Insert an automatically generated table of contents under the heading Table of Contents as follows. So if we go to the table of contents, we have to add a table of contents here. 1.4.1 says, ensure that the text honey production in South Africa on page 3 will also be included in this table of contents. Now, if we go to page 3 and we look at that heading, honey production in South Africa, there it is. You can see that this heading looks different than the other headings. The reason is because the other headings were formatted with the B style, whereas this heading is formatted with the heading 1 style. So therefore, if we want this heading to be part of my table of contents, I need to format this heading with the B style. Now I can go and insert my table of contents. But before we do, let's read the second question. So they also say use the classic format of the table of contents and display only the headings formatted in the B heading style in the table of contents. So now we go to references, we go to table of contents. Please do not choose one of these presets. We go to custom table of contents. Remember, they said the format must be classic and only the B style, which is replacing heading 1. So therefore, I'm only going to show one level. And if I do that, you will see there is my table of contents, including honey production in South Africa, which we formatted with the B style. Question 1.5. Add the automatic caption figure 2 natural honeycomb to the image above the heading production potential. So if we go and we have a look at the image, you will see this one already is there. And here is production potential. Here is the image that must get the caption. So the name of the caption is figure 2, natural honeycomb. So we are going to right click on this image. We are going to say insert caption. It already gives the figure, which is figure 2. So we add a colon and a space. Natural honeycomb. If we click OK, we will see my caption has now been added. But then it says update the table of figures on the second page of the document. So if we go to the second page of the document, there is my table of figures. You can see natural honeycomb does not appear in there because I've added the caption after the table of figures was added. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my table of figures, update the field, and we are going to update the entire table. So there is figure 2, natural honeycomb, and I'm saving my documents. Question 1.6. Find the table under the heading Types of Honey Products and do the following. So if we go to that table on our document, here it is. Let's see what the instruction says. Sort the table alphabetically according to the type of honey product, the first column, but do not include the heading row or the last row when applying the sort. So we are going to select from here, that's the second row, because the question says not the first row and not the last row. So only from the second row to the second last row. Now we can go to our design tab, or sorry, the layout tab of the table tools. And here we can click on sort. They said sort according to column 1 in alphabetical order, and we can click OK. Now you will see creamed honey is first, flavored honey, raw honey, vegan honey in that order. Now, I noticed that there is a little bit of a problem with this question, so I'm going to skip the second bullet. Question number 1.7. Find the green highlighted text under the heading Honey Exports to the Rest of the World. So it's highlighted in green. There is the text. Convert the text into a table, remove the green highlighting, and then there is a little bit of a hint. Choose tabs as the separator. So we are going to select all of this text that needs to be converted to a table. So all we are going to do is we are going to go to Insert, go to Table, and then there is an option that says Convert Text to a Table. But now we need to look carefully because currently it says number of columns is 5, but if we look at our table, it only has 1, 2, 3 columns. So therefore we are going to change that to 3 columns. Then, sorry, I just need to cancel. I think I missed a few. Yes, I did. So it goes on to the next page. So there we are. I missed a few. I noticed that now. So we go to table, convert text to table. It's 3 columns. And they said use tabs as my separator. And if we click OK, it is going to look like this. Now we can see that this is supposed to be our heading, which I'm going to just paste in there. Here is an empty row, which I can then right click, delete the rows. Let me just select it like this. Then we say delete cells, delete the entire row. There we go. And then lastly, they said we should remove the green shading. So we select all the text. We go to the Home tab. In the font, you will see it's highlighted in green. It should be no color. So that is how we convert text into a table. Then question 1.8 says, find the blue highlighted text under the heading Local Opportunities for Honey Trade. So there is the blue highlighted text below the heading. The first bullet says, insert a citation behind this text that links to the source by Daniels Luke. So we have to add a citation, and remember a citation always comes directly after the text. So to add a citation, you place your cursor at the end of the text. We go to References, and there's the button that says Insert Citation. And they said we must add the citation of Daniels Luke. And there is Daniels. The second bullet says display the page number, page 7, in the citation as well. So we are going to right click. We are going to say Edit Citation and Pages, page number 7. And we click OK, and you will see page 7 now appears. Then the last question for question 1 as follows. Add automatic page numbering in the footer as follows. The page after the table of contents should start at number 1. So now we are going to scroll up to the page of the table of contents. They said the page after the table of contents, which is this page, should be page number 1. But luckily in this case, we can see this is section 2. The table of contents is section 1. And if we have a look, the link has already been broken. So section 2 is not linked with section 1. So that tells me I can just add page numbers in the bottom of the page. Although this now says page 0, they said it should start at page number 1. So therefore we'll go to page numbers, format page numbers, start page numbering at page 1. And you'll see this is now page 1. And the last bullet says no page number should occur on the cover page or the table of contents page. In this case, there's no page number there, and there's no page number on the cover page. Then it says save and close the one honey trade word processing document. And just like that, you have 24 marks in the bag.